Hello fellow Toastmasters, this is Malcolm Warden and this is the second of two videos giving an outline of the district conference management tools within EasySpeak. I've begun here logged in as Snow White, who is the conference administrator that we were using in that first video. And this is the screen that allows Snow White to set up the conference itself. So you see things like the date and the time that it begins, the name to be shown on the menu, a few things like that. The currency which will be used exclusively for the conference. If you have members in different countries, they will be using their own currency to pay for your conference, but everything you do will be in whatever currency you've specified here. And there's some options to show whether we're ready to display this on the menu system for all the members of your district, or if we'll hold it back. Traditionally, I think most districts will not display details of the next conference until the current one has begun. So this allows you to do all the pre-preparation and then turn it on when you're ready. Perhaps you're not ready immediately to take bookings for your conference, so you can control that. There are several other text fields here which are available for the conference administrator to show on, for example, the booking screen, maybe a message about lost opportunity for the early bird discount, the text to be sent out on the booking email, confirmation of your booking with my conference, payment text to go on the booking screen, and so on and so forth. Everything about the conference is manageable by the conference administrator and the conference director. One item that I didn't mention earlier, you can define who will be copied on the confirmation email, confirmation of bookings. So quite possibly you want the conference treasurer to be copied on all those bookings so that they are also aware of everything that's gone through. I've jumped now to the creation and management of the package for this conference. You may recognize the structure of this from the earlier video where Minnie Mouse was booking in. And these are the items which the conference administrators have defined to be shown as things which can be booked by conference attenders. But if you think of most conferences, the package that you book is made up of lots of different components. So for example, this whole weekend includes various items on Friday, various items on Saturday, some items on Sunday. And if you're the conference administrator, yes, you need to know how many people have booked which package, but there are times when you want to know specifically how many people and who have booked for the gala dinner, for example. So this system allows you to define down here the different components, for example the banquet, the gala dinner, which will then be used in the package. And if I look at this package A and edit it, you can see the things which have been included already. Friday, the fun and games, the buffet dinner, Saturday, the governor's breakfast, various other things, and the banquet, Sunday, and so on and so on. And at the bottom are other items which have not been included. Optional lunch, by definition, is an option. People can choose to take it or not. If I go back to the overview here, you'll see an overall picture, the price that you set, the sequence that you want to list these things on the booking screen, and any limits on how many you've ordered, how many you've sold, and if you've reserved some of them for packages or you've reserved some of them for VIPs. Now behind the scenes, when somebody books the whole weekend or the half weekend or the Saturday only, that is keeping count of how many people are coming to each of those events. And if there's a limit, for example at your gala dinner, when you reach that point, the system will stop taking bookings for any packages which involve that particular item. The other thing you'll see here is that the Swanky Hotel has been set up for Friday night accommodation and Saturday accommodation. The little eye here gives you information to say just what it is. In this case it's obvious. If you look at this particular one, we can see that there's nothing in a package, it's just booked for the Swanky Hotel, and it will be passed, the confirmation of the booking will be sent across to the hotel, whichever one, for them to confirm and to take their own payment. I've now moved out of the administration area back to looking at the conference itself, still logged in as Snow White. Now when Mickey Mouse went to look at the bookings, he was given details of his own personal booking. Snow White, as the conference administrator, gets an additional screen, the reminders of what is being shown to everyone, and a summary, an overview of all the bookings so far. So we can see here that Grumpy the Dwarf has booked. His total booking was worth $380 to the conference, and he's paid it all, so he has a nice green tick. We could, if we choose, click on the view here to see the details of, perhaps he's made several part payments, and we can look to edit comments. Perhaps we get down here to Lancelot. He's only paid $100. He's still owing us 830 odd. Perhaps we'll be making comments there, sent him an email, phoned him up, he's lost his credit card, posting us a check, whatever comments you want to make. Again, because we are an integrated system, if we want to know, well, who is this guy Mickey Mouse, we can flick out and look at his user profile. We can see which clubs he's a member, and if we want to send a personal email to Mickey, and it's got multiple screens, that's open somewhere else, then we can create whatever message we want and send it to him right from this control screen of all the bookings. If we're curious now, well, what did Lancelot book? As conference administrator, we can go to that and we can see Lancelot has booked 4 people for the half weekend. He's paid $100 so far with this particular reference. He's booked 2 people to be in the Swanky Hotel and 2 people in the Budget Hotel. So we have that overall view, and if there's a problem with Lancelot's booking, the conference administrator can make changes here and submit it. And indeed you can see this message here, it was booked by Lancelot and it was last changed by me just a few moments later. There are a couple of extra options which are available to the conference administrator. First of all, in terms of promotion and publicity, I mentioned in the first video that we can put an item in here which will display to everyone who's logged in and is a member of our district. We know who they are, we can be prompting them for payment. For example, Lancelot, if we're getting close to the conference cut-off time, we could be prompting him through a message on the screen, which will make it easy for him to click in and look through. The other things we can do when we're promoting the conference is use this email screen. Now many of you will be familiar with this anyway. This allows you to mail shot any selection of district or club officers that you choose within your district. But when we run that for a conference, you can see there's some extra things. We can either pick all the club presidents and the district and division officers or whatever, or we might say, no, I only want to get the people who have been at recent conferences. So this will be a targeted message. You've been a recent attender, would you like to come to my conference? Here are the details for it. We can include or exclude people who've already booked. We can include or limit to people who have just not paid the full amount. So different combinations of things here allow us, for example, to say, let's go ping all the division and area governors who have not yet booked. We do a targeted message. You're probably coming to the council, you haven't booked for the conference yet. We can do various things to promote the conference because we know who they are, we know who the recent attenders are because we have all their history, and we know who all the officers are of all levels throughout the district. Now mostly that would be done by email, and you have some choices. This is free format. You can type in whatever you choose, put in graphics, make it as pretty as you like. If you have a few people who are not yet into the modern age, you can instead choose to print labels, and they will be sorted by country, and it will be limited to the people you've selected above. So you can print address labels and send out your promotional material by snail mail. Back to the conference overview screen again. Now we have a complete reporting package that we will drop in here, and there are some reports which are entirely obvious. You almost certainly want to know how many people are coming to each event and who they are, and you may wish to select all manner of other different things. So the reporting package allows you to select and sort all manner of different things in whichever format you choose. We also allow the creation of name badges. Now of course, because it is a fully integrated system, we know who's booked, we also know which club they come from, and if they have any club or district officer positions. So we can print name badges with all that information on it in different formats, your choice as you're making the print selection for your conference. We can also do things like print a red stripe down the left hand side of the badge if they have paid for the Saturday, a blue stripe if they've paid for the Sunday, and things like that. Or if you're more into the modern age, we'll print an individual QR code with each badge. So if you have the relatively cheap handheld scanners, you can scan people as they enter and leave each event. The huge plus to doing it in this way is that you can be confident that you know all the data, it can be sorted in whichever way you want, and you print your name badges in one format to be used as badges, and on sticky labels in a different format to be stuck to the front of your conference packs, and they will be the same sequence because they're printed at the same time. If you have late changes, then the system allows you to print changes from a point in time. So perhaps you print all your badges on the Thursday or the week before, and then on the Thursday the day before you just print the few which have changed. So to summarise, this conference summary screen allows the conference administrator or conference director to get an overview of everyone who's booked, to look at their individual orders, to look at the overall payment situation, to make individual bookings for people who perhaps have ordered and paid you by post, and deal with all that side of it. It is completely integrated, and there is a fully detailed reporting package which allows you to do all manner of things.